you hear the word impactivism, you probably think of something amazing, like a mission trip where you go to Africa and build a church or hold a crusade where thousands are healed and saved. But the truth is, we may not all have the opportunity to do something like that. But just because we're not missionaries or preachers doesn't mean we're not called to be impactivists. We live in a place where there are Bibles in every hotel room and dentist office. But that doesn't give us, as Christians, an excuse not to minister to people.
That's right.
If you ask any pastor if they built a church and the people came running in, they would probably chuckle and say, it doesn't happen like that. God asked us to be fishers of men and to stand out. If you haven't noticed, because you're looking at your phone, that would be the only way you can notice, I'm in a yellow gorilla suit.
Oh, shoot.
God called us to do good and to be fearless and to know truth. And as impactivists, that's what we're supposed to do. It's not always easy to stand out like I am in this yellow gorilla suit, but it's necessary. When I walked out here, what did you do? You took notice because I'm obviously different than everybody else in the room because last time I checked, there's no other yellow gorillas here. In Matthew 7:16 it says, ye shall know them by their fruit. God said this because He wants us to be noticeably different and do good. Serving God means doing it with your whole heart. Doing good means nothing if you don't do it with your heart, and people know. In Ephesians 5:2 it says, walk in love as Christ loved us. Live what you read in the Bible. God said, walk in love as He loved us. He died for us. So that's how you're supposed to love other people, like Christ loved us. In 1 Peter 3:16, it says, having good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you as evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation with God. This means that if you live life as you're supposed to, people should not be able to speak good about you, or speak bad about you, because they will be convicted in their heart by God. That is why God calls us to do good. Because if we don't love people, if we don't do good in this world that says not to do good, then how are we supposed to minister to people?
All right.
When you do good and love like Christ, people take notice. And it'll shine bright and people will notice, just as this yellow gorilla suit does. But just doing good isn't enough, and it never has been and never will be. We must also know truth. In Matthew 7:7 it says, ask and it shall be given. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened. If you notice, all these words are action words. We must take action in pursuing God's word. It's not something that just because you're a Christian, you know God's word. He told us to study. In 2 Timothy 2:15, God said, study to show yourself approved.
Right.
God is calling us to be knowledgeable in His word. Sometimes in life we think this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Well, when somebody asks us about our faith, that's their once-in-a-lifetime chance to know about God, and we must be ready to answer. Finally, we must be fearless. You know, when God first told me about coming out here in this gorilla suit, I said, no way. But he quickened my heart and said, how dare you not do something I asked you to do? Be fearless. You may get ridiculed. Some of you may be laughing at me thinking, she's crazy out there in that outfit. But that's okay, because what is getting ridiculed compared to somebody's soul? Somebody could be burning in hell because you didn't minister to them, because you were scared? Really? No. God called us to be fearless. In Proverbs 28:1 it says, wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as yellow gorillas. Or the Bible actually says, lions. In conclusion, the book Contagious Christians said, the most powerful salt in the world has no impact when left in the shaker, and the most authentic and compassionate and sacrificial Christian on the whole planet will never influence irreligious people until they make contact. Contact means impact. Those words are interchangeable. You can't impact something unless you touch it, unless you step outside of your comfort zone, as God calls us to do. Go out, be impactivists, do good, know truth, and be fearless. Thank you.